A dash cam in a parked car captures the moment a violent tornado completely eviscerates a building. Another records a truck driver slamming right through a home in a quiet New Jersey neighborhood. Plane crashes, pipe attacks, and one of the most unhinged road rage incidents I've ever seen. These are 10 dashcam recordings that captured something terrifying. On December 30th, 2024, James Benjamin Turner was driving in Temiskaming Shores, Ontario, when another driver started coming at him. Pulled onto the highway shoulder and got on the phone with police. His dash cam was rolling the whole time. This poor dude was terrified, and of course he was. But you can hear it in his voice, he's completely caught off guard. He has no idea what this dude's problem is, and repeatedly says, "I'm in danger," as the driver antagonizing him begins backing up toward him on the shoulder. Then the dude turns around and just rams him head on. Turner drove toward a nearby Tim Hortons. The other driver followed him there and hit him again from the side. One point during the incident, the other driver had even tried to ram him off a bridge. This video is absolutely unhinged. The woman who witnessed it got the other vehicle's plate number. Police showed up shortly after. Turner believed the whole thing started because he'd flashed his high beams at the other guy after he swerved into oncoming traffic. That's it. That's all it took. After Turner's call, Ontario Provincial Police tracked the driver down. They tried multiple times to stop him, eventually deployed a spike belt and arrested him. He got hit with a lot of charges: dangerous driving, criminal harassment, mischief endangering life, attacking police with a vehicle, fleeing police, resisting arrest, and 2 counts of disobeying court orders. Get this guy the hell off the road. A dashcam in California caught a Tesla driver going absolutely berserk in Glendale. The car had no license plates, and the driver, wearing a green t-shirt, dark jeans, and a black mask, jumps out in the middle of traffic swinging a metal pipe at the truck behind him. He hits it several times, gets back in his car, and drives off. But the guy in the truck had actually started recording before this because he'd already watched the same Tesla driver chase a white sedan onto the shoulder and try to smash that car too. That woman said she'd honked at him for taking too long to merge. She told reporters, quote, "I honestly did feel like he was either going to break my windows or pull me out." Other drivers also came forward with videos showing what looked like the same guy attacking cars in Pasadena and Echo Park. The guy was later arrested and hit with a 7-year prison sentence. Gotta admit, my heart kinda skipped a beat the first time I watched this. I mean, it just comes out of nowhere. Reddit user Supersonic Plug posted the clip saying he'd been driving home from downtown Nashville to the outskirts of East Nashville at 2 a.m. Obviously, he came inches away from pancaking that guy. In Supersonic Plug's own words, "I have no idea how I didn't hit him or what they were doing out there that late. It happened so fast. A lot of people gasp or jump when I show them this." Yeah, pretty much sums up my thoughts exactly. This dashcam sitting in a parked car outside a building in Lincoln, Nebraska recorded one of the craziest tornado videos that you will ever see. The tornado hit on April 24th, 2024. The video starts, you just hear this ominous low rumbling. Then the wind picks up and pieces of the building across the lot start peeling away. Then bigger chunks, then the whole thing just starts flying apart bit by bit, then all at once. The tornado was rated EF3, meaning winds somewhere between 136 and 165 miles per hour. The building belonged to Gardner Industries, and there were 70 workers inside when it was destroyed. Somehow, though, nobody died. And I find that remarkable. You also see parked cars getting thrown into each other, sitting completely sideways when it was over. And this was just one tornado out of a massive outbreak that same day across Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Iowa. Storms were on the ground for over 6 hours. More than 200 miles of track, hundreds, if not thousands of homes and businesses were wiped out. If you ever wanted to know what it would look like to be in a truck the moment it smashed right into a house, you've come to the right place. This happened just over a year ago in Woodbury, New Jersey. A dashcam caught a dump truck loaded with concrete sand traveling down the road when it suddenly veered across the median and took out a telephone pole. But it didn't stop there. It kept going across several front lawns, through another street, over a curb, and straight through the walls of a house at 50 miles per hour. The truck was found just sticking halfway out with debris everywhere. The home had to be demolished after they finally pulled the truck out, and horrifically, someone was home when this happened. They were taken to the hospital, but they did survive. A witness named David Keating ran straight inside to try to help, saying, "I was able to make eye contact with him through a hole where the floor and wall had separated, and was able to talk to him for about 10 minutes until the paramedics got there." The driver was trapped in the cab for about 3 hours before rescuers got to him. The company owner, Charles Zeislov, said the driver had no memory of any of it. He had no idea what happened. All he knows is he was stuck in the truck. Later came out that he'd suffered a stroke, causing him to lose control of the vehicle. On March 15th, 2018, a dashcam sitting in a car stopped at a red light on a Miami street caught the moment a 175-foot, 950-ton bridge just dropped right on top of traffic. The whole thing happened in just a few video frames. 8 cars were crushed underneath. 6 people died. The bridge had only been moved into position 5 days earlier. It was being built to connect Florida International University to the neighborhood across the street. It was designed to last over 100 years and withstand a Category 5 hurricane. But cracks had shown up the day the span was moved into place. A supervisor on site texted his boss that it, quote, cracked like hell. 2 days before the collapse, the lead engineer from the design firm left a voicemail for a state transportation official saying there was cracking on the north end, but that, quote, from a safety perspective, we don't see that there's any issue there. That official was out of the office and didn't hear the message until the day after the collapse. On the morning just before the collapse happened, the engineering team held a 2-hour meeting at the site to discuss the cracks, still figured that the bridge was structurally sound. The National Transportation Safety Board blamed the engineering firm, of course. The firm's lead engineer said that his cell phone, which could have been used as evidence in the case, was damaged in a washing machine. February 4th, 2015, a Trans-Asia Airway flight takes off from Taipei with 58 people on board, only headed about 45 minutes away. Well, less than 3 minutes later, it's in a river. Multiple dash cams and a highway overpass caught the whole thing. The plane comes into frame flying level, then suddenly rolls almost completely sideways, nearly 90 degrees, left wing pointing straight down. The left wingtip clips a taxi driving on the road, shears off part of the wing on the concrete guardrail, and then the plane cartwheels into the Keelung River below, hitting the water upside down. 43 of the 58 people on board were killed. But what happened though? Well, just after takeoff, one of the plane's engines stopped working. In the confusion, the pilots accidentally shut down the wrong engine. So now they were flying over the city with both engines effectively out and the plane rapidly losing speed and altitude. The crew tried to restart the engine that they just switched off, but obviously they were unable. Investigators later found that the captain had failed a training test involving engine failures less than a year earlier. Afterward, all of TransAsia's pilots were put through additional testing and 10 of them failed. Less than 2 years later, the airline shut down for good. 2 county sheriff's deputies in Clearwater, Florida were driving to respond to a call on a Sunday morning in 2017 when a single-engine plane came straight at them out of nowhere. The crash was recorded on their dashcam. The deputies immediately jumped out, ran toward the wreckage. When they got there, both people surprisingly walked out on their own. The 61-year-old pilot and his 55-year-old passenger refused medical attention too. The pilot said his plane had developed an engine problem mid-flight and he started scanning for somewhere to put it down. He picked North Keene Road as the best option, but he clipped a tree on the way in, which sent the plane into a spin right before it hit the ground. This footage comes from February 2025, capturing the moment a section of elevated highway under construction collapsed just south of Seoul, South Korea. 10 workers were on it when it came down. It fell roughly 164 feet and were buried under the rubble. Around 50 fire trucks, 3 helicopters, and 150 rescuers on foot were sent out. Unfortunately, 1 worker was pulled out of the rubble dead. 8 others were rushed to the hospital. 2 later died. The 10th worker was missing for hours before eventually being found deceased as well. 4 dead total, 6 injured, 5 in serious condition. Alright, this last one is a little different. Comes from a camera mounted on a bike, but oh boy is this some footage. This woman came inches from meeting the Grim Reaper. Take a look. Her head was so close to going under those wheels. My God, this is another one that makes me shudder every time I watch it. And yeah, you will probably never catch me riding a bike outside of a designated bike lane. I'm not blaming the cyclist here at all. In most places, your only option is to ride on the road with other traffic, but it's just not worth the risk to me. With all that said though, that has been the video and I will catch you, yes you specifically, in the next one.